Our diversity is our greatest treasure. Our lives depend on it. Our environment is the backbone of tourism, hydropower, forests, and agricultural land, which are the four pillars of Nepal's economy. On one hand, we have devoted ourselves to increase forest coverage to conserve biodiversity, which has expanded habitat and increased food sources for wildlife. Consequently, flora and fauna has thrived in Nepal. On the other hand, we are also engaged in uncontrolled exploitation of nature. Due to lack of regulation and good governance, we have been ravaged by disasters like the Roshi River flood. But we have also suffered from disasters like the devastating floods in the Melamchi River, recent Nepali flood, an appalling consequence of global warming. Today, nature conservation and climate security have become indispensable global agendas for sustainable development and peace. There is an urgent need for us to actively contribute to national policy making to protect our environment and the precious lives and livelihoods of common people. There is also a need to ensure constructive vigilance for its implementation. Realizing this, we have come together under the umbrella of Conservation Alliance Nepal to address existing gaps in conservation of Nepal's rich biodiversity and wildlife heritage, as well as create valuable leadership synergies for securing a climate-friendly and resilient future. We, a group of professional experts, academicians, and practitioners in this field, aim to advise, recommend, and support the government of Nepal, the Nepali Army, and other relevant bodies on matters of policy and strategic direction in each crucial areas of multi-hazards and effective governance. Conservation Alliance Nepal is led by General Gaurav Samsher Jangbahadur Rana, former Chief of the Army Staff, Nepali Army, as its chairperson. Vice Chairperson, Mr. Kishore Thapa, former Secretary, Government of Nepal. General Secretary, Dr. Siddhartha Bajra Bajracharya, former Member Secretary, National Trust for Nature Conservation. Secretary, Mr. Sharad Chandra Adhikari, former Member Secretary, National Trust for Nature Conservation. Treasurer, Ms. Jenu Thapa, a banker. Members, Dilip Rayamaji, retired Brigadier General, Nepali Army. Himalay Thapa, retired Major General, Nepali Army. Hemant Malla, retired Deputy Inspector General of Nepal Police. Dr. Chandra Prasad Pokhrel, Faculty of the Department of Botany, Tribhuvan University. Chungba Sherpa, Wildlife Photographer. Ms. Helena Rai, Development Practitioner. The organization's vision is to be committed towards a resilient Nepal where communities thrive in harmony with equitable access to resources and knowledge. Its mission is to build resilient ecosystems and sustainable communities by integrating conservation initiatives and climate change with national security strategies. Let's join our hands in the campaign to build and secure a resilient future.
There's a very famous saying, probably it was Jim Corbett, who was one of the famous hunters. Later on, he turned into one of the most avid and successful conservationists. He said that the best conservationist is always a former hunter because they understand the wildlife, the jungle. So my earliest recollection about conservation was reading Jim Corbett's books on hunting. When you have the people around the forests and they have to live off the proceeds of the jungle, and the problem is once they are poor, etc., their education level is also needful. They are in fact struggling for an existence. Therefore, that's where we need to look at and close the gap. We have to give them sustainable alternatives, and then they will learn and they will understand because at the end of the day, it's in our tradition, it's in our philosophy, it's in our religion to respect nature, it's in our blood. You can't look at conservation and climate change and national security separately. It's a very integrated issue. Therefore, we are working at creating alliances, both regional, local and international, to work hand in hand in preserving our nature, our habitat, and also of course targeting the most vulnerable communities to make our societies resilient. So I request all of you to join us and help us also. Thank you.